This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised. Mission to City.
All right, it's been a while, guys, so I figured I'd start by doing this. By the dictionary definition of a movie is a sequence of consecutive still images recorded in a series to be viewed on a screen in such rapid succession as to give the illusion of a natural movement. That's half of what we're doing, guys. What's the other half?
I like the illusion of natural is good.
The illusion of natural.
Yes.
That's true. Unlike the new Matrix movie.
I just feel like everything is strained and we're faking it all the time anyway. So
yeah. We've been gone for a month and a half. Happy New Year. How about that?
No.
Yay. I haven't said that yet. Yay.
Happy New Year.
You guys have a good first
Merry holidays.
Couple of weeks of the year?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a bad question to ask?
The answer is yes.
How many times did you get COVID?
Still zero.
Probably 8.
Yeah.
It's probably 8. Haven't been counting.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to do something special just because we've been off. We planned on doing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings last year, but didn't end up working out. So we watched that a little while ago. And then I guess another movie for some random reason that was free and supposed to be good was CODA. We also watched that. So we're going to do 2 little half an hour short little review things here to kick off the year.
Oh, so we're doing this kind of as if we were like a regular movie podcast.
I don't know. It depends on whatever you want to do. And I kind of want to, I know we've all watched at least, half of the new Matrix movie, over this break. And I want to talk about that for at least a couple of minutes.
I'll watch what?
the first half of the Matrix movie. Me and you have watched the first half.
I thought we'd do like a full review of that one.
I don't think we should waste the time on a full review, but
none of these are going to be full reviews.
I watched that one.
Right.
Which is good because we were supposed to.
So 3 half-assed. So you get like a review and a half here, maybe out of the whole thing.
John, why don't you go with The Matrix? Because you're probably the one that likes it the most.
Oh, we're going to start with that?
Let's start with the 10 Rings.
Let's start with...
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Then Matrix.
Came out this year. You can find it on Disney Plus, I think. Is that where we watched it?
I think that's right.
Yep,
yes, that's
Disney
right.
Plus.
Yeah, Destin Daniel Cretton was the director. The synopsis is, the movie starts with the backstory of the main character's parents. Relatable relationships are shown to provide a human side to otherwise godly, world-controlling beings. A tragic event happens where the main character is a child that is sad. The main character is also forced to do something that he normally wouldn't do, but under the circumstances, he has no choice, and the act changes him for good. The movie transitions into the main story, where for about 45 minutes, it's a fun, quippy, and occasionally has a city-destroying action scene. A confrontation occurs that brings us into the serious third act. There are hero moments, someone inexperienced showing that they had it in them all along, and a loud, bright, at once expensive-looking, but also pretty bad-looking CG fight scene that lasts about 20 minutes. No stakes are presented because they need the characters for the next Marvel Universe movie.
Say no synopsis.
Giant CG creature dies. Mark Buffalo says hello after the credits.
Yes, I know. Buffalo.
That was great.
So that was supposed to be
Buffalo.
Every Marvel movie. That's not necessarily this one.
It's close, though.
I mean,
You can fit that synopsis. I wrote that.
You wrote that yourself?
Very
well done.
I have one for CODA, too. Where I'm gonna.
Really?
Well, that's all right because that movie was fucking terrible.
That's gonna insult some people, I'm sure.
So the point of that was
people. That movie was miserable.
The point of that was just to point out how that literally fits into a lot of Marvel movies. That synopsis,
or movies in general, in a way. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, with that, John.
This is really a fun one. This is just really entertaining. It was breezy. I didn't take it seriously. I don't think it took it. Most of the time, it wasn't taking itself very seriously. And I really enjoyed the comedy. And I thought the two main actors.
I hated the comedy.
Oh, really? As
all
terrible as oddly named.
No, not all of it. Just a lot of the stupid, cute jokes that they had going didn't land.
I thought it was great.
Didn't land.
I thought the Awkwafina stuff was like some of the only good stuff in the movie.
I thought it was. I liked the Awkwafina and her and their interactions. I liked that. They were just parking cars at a hotel. Yeah. I think the scene that was. It was just entertaining. I thought the fight scenes were good. The bus fight scene was really good. I liked the ring fighting, the bracelets. They're bracelets. See, I did read up a little that in actuality they're rings in the Marvel comic universe. So there's like 10 rings and they each have personalities.
So they're on his finger?
Yeah, they're not
Fingers.
they're not bracelets like what they show. Yeah, you usually wear one per finger.
What would we do without you, John?
Okay,
I was-
that cleared that right up. I wasn't sure.
Anyway, and their personalities are sleepy.
You
dopey,
said you didn't have any
grubby.
research.
Yeah, sleepy dope. Yeah.
I never looked up what the personalities were. So, but anyway. But I like the bracelet fighting. I thought the way they did the ring stuff was cool, and the way they used them. But I just love my two favorite scenes. I really love the way it ended. I love that they're all Buffalo makes his appearance, and they're all being serious, and then they go do karaoke. I just thought that was very enjoyable.
Yeah, that was funny.
They're like,
right. Yeah.
But also where this is something that I just love. I don't just how they're just these normal people in a sense, and then they're like, they're sitting there kind of being shamed by their friends early on by how they don't have lives or things that are interesting, and then after all the big events happen, there's that scene with them talking to their friends in the bar about recapping the movie. And I really thought that was very enjoyable. I don't know. Then the film has to, as Denny says, the film has to take itself seriously. But I didn't really. It's like, oh yeah, his dad has to die. I knew that. That was.
Didn't your eyes glass over during that last section?
A bit. Yeah. And Ben Kingsley, he's the comic relief character, and I was just like, I was like, Ben, hey, how you doing?
And he's got a little chicken pig there to.
Oh,
I don't know what that was. That shit was strange.
No Face Pig was interesting.
That was weird.
No Face Pig had my attention.
Ass face pig.
I really was annoyed by all the
Yeah.
cute sounds that thing made.
Yeah.
It was like, this is for 4-year-olds. Here you go.
Right. But it has no fucking face, so it's also
it's
a nightmare.
creepy as hell. It was creepy as hell.
So it's a 4-year-old nightmare is what it is. Nightmares for 4-year-olds. It was a good popcorn movie, I thought. I didn't, take it seriously. I thought it was good enough. I liked the comedic interplay. I thought Awkwafina, as odd as her name is, I mean, she's named after like a bottled water brand. I
Not
don't know,
spelled
but
the same,
anyway.
though.
No,
Yeah, that was strange. I don't know what that was
But
about. Really.
I thought she was quite unusual for a Marvel heroine, and or just on the female character. That she wasn't like the sexy love interest, even though she was a love interest, and I thought that it was very different.
Was she? That was a question we had at the end. Was she an actual love interest, or was she just a friend? I felt like they were just.
I think at the end they finally
boyfriend. They see boyfriend and girlfriend.
I thought they were just friends, and I kind of like that. But then Naomi was like, "I think they're actually dating now," and I'm like, "Fuck that! Why?"
I think that they had a love for each other the whole time,
but they didn't make a big deal of it either.
Yeah.
So.
I would have liked it better if they were just friends, because you don't always need the two main characters to fall in love with each other in these movies.
Yes, you do. It's
I know.
The formula.
Yeah, it's
you have
part
to follow
of the movie.
Right. You don't have to have the female being like all sexy all the time or whatever. I did love when she yelled Hotel California at the one ninja. That was kind of funny.
You didn't think those giant green pants were sexy? Come on, John.
No, but that was neat that it was a different style. I don't know, for a female character in the Marvel universe or any like blockbuster, it's unusual that that everything's not all tucked in. So anyway, it was fun. It was like a fun popcorn movie. I didn't take it seriously. I didn't even his dad dies. He's called by this dead being because even though he knows his wife is dead, but he's still going to open this and unleash terror on everybody because that's what has to happen for the plot to move forward. So it's like, okay, that's fine. All right. And there's Ben. Ben, you're being silly. You're not really being quite funny, but it's okay. You're Ben. It's okay. So yeah.
It's not okay, John. It's not okay.
Is that okay? Ben bothered you?
They should have cast somebody else besides Ben Kingsley. Like, he's a massive actor, and you'd think that he would do a good job, but he was nobody in this movie. It's always like sad to see somebody do nothing in the movie.
I know it was. Well, he's supposed to be the real comedic relief, but I thought Awkwafina did a better job of that.
Yeah,
but he was like only supposed to be the comedic relief for that car ride.
Yeah,
in the dungeon.
That was
and then
like
in the
his
car ride.
only. That was like his only spot that he was.
He was
in
trying.
the limelight.
Even when they got to the village, he was I think his lines were meant to be funny, but they weren't at all.
Yeah, they were definitely. He was trying, but nope.
I just think there was a lot of comedy and then they didn't land, and that was my part. And it's just because the writing wasn't that funny, the jokes weren't that funny. I don't know. There was a ton of it that I was just like, that was awkward. What that joke was just awkward. But it moved. But they were just there, I think mainly too, like you said, John. It wasn't taking itself seriously. It was lighthearted. So you make a lighthearted joke and then you transition into the next scene, right?
Yeah, it's almost like I was watching
wasn't-
like a second-rate buddy movie which had some good action scenes, so I was okay. You know,
Yeah, wasn't it? I actually enjoyed it too, so it was.
I did too.
You know, yeah. It's
There's not really a lot of
so-
negativity here.
It's hard not to enjoy that one because there's not much to it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like the fight scenes were cool. I thought the stuff on the side of the building was cool, where they're like
bus
going
scene
in and
was
out of
cool.
scaffolding and shit. That was cool. I liked the story of the family members that all hate each other. That's great. I know that one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Got
right.
that one.
Yeah, it's funny. And so, yeah, I thought that the ring story was, interestingly enough, the dragons were out of left field, except for like that was just so random. It just seemed so random.
You got a dragon, and we got.
The
you gotta have some
cool-
enemy, right? You gotta have
yeah,
something.
the cool
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the little like hidden world. I mean, I like that, right? Like, who doesn't
Sure.
like a treasure hunt to a crazy world?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. You thought it was good, Denny? What do you got?
I thought it was, I can't disagree. It was passable entertainment. It was like, you can't be too mad at it because it's not trying too hard to do anything besides what it already did. And I guess
Right.
you could, I mean, like what the Marvel movies already did. There's nothing new here. It's the same kind of like quippy relationship stuff.
But
where it's-
bracelets.
I
Awesome
didn't like any,
bracelet
dude, I
action.
hate CG. I'll say that. Like, it's not bad enough in this movie where like
Yeah.
it detracted from my enjoyment from it, but all of the action scenes that weren't just hand to hand, like the bus action scene was cool, and then there was
Yeah.
like a knife fight at the end of a big action scene.
The building one was pretty cool.
Yeah,
where
it was
they're,
like
on the
one-on-one,
scaffolding.
and there was like a
Scaffolding,
super
yeah, it was cool.
I didn't like the scaffolding one. That was
I
too
did.
small.
I liked that one.
Oh, wasn't there like a one-on-one scene before they get captured by the father, and it's like between the main character and some like super ninja guy, and it's like hand-to-hand knife
Probably.
stuff?
Yeah,
that was
probably.
cool too.
Okay.
But I mean, the rest of it was just like, I don't know, the one where they tangle their rings together and they're pulling on invisible
I thought it
ring
was just
juice. Come
creative.
on.
Ring
I
juice.
won't like
Yeah, what
the
is
ring
that?
juice.
Magic?
I think I was just happy that there wasn't nearly as much punching then. Like the typical Marvel movie, it's not like punch, break things. So at least there were these pretty rings flying around. I thought that was like an improvement.
Their weapons were sticks. There's
Hey.
guns in these worlds. Like, and these people
That's
don't have
true.
superpowers. Why don't they have guns? They're hitting each other with sticks for the finale, and there's like flying demons and dragons everywhere.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be 1900
Yeah.
or 1800,
Yeah.
right?
And a single arrow
It's modern
takes down a
times.
dragon? Come on.
Oh, especially shot
Well,
by
when
the
she
untrained
shoots
Poe
it.
woman.
yeah, Aquafina, AWK.
You got
Yeah.
right in the eye. You
Yeah,
got an arrow in the eye, Danny. You'd go down.
I was thinking during that part, this might get bleeped too, but in a movie 15, 20 years ago, that would have been like the white female character going to like an Asian place and saving the day.
Right.
But it's
100%.
still, it's still
Or-
stupid. It's just no longer
Right.
racially insensitive.
Well, right. It would have been Tom Cruise.
right. That's you nailed it, Denny. You shouldn't bleep that. That's true. Those
Yeah.
are facts.
yeah, it's true. I just don't know if people get mad at pointing it
I
out.
don't know. It's not insensitive.
We can't be Seinfeld anymore. You can't just
I know.
point shit out.
We're
Right.
watching Seinfeld right now. They would
Yeah.
not make some episodes right
Oh,
now.
they would not.
We
No,
watched
not
the
at all.
Cigar
Oh,
Store
really?
Indian episode like yesterday. That's
Yeah.
it's a no-go anymore.
But yeah, that's there really isn't much to say about this one other than that. If you want to be entertained and you have kids, you can do both at the same time, I guess. I mean, they can watch it.
The
and enjoy
scariest
it,
thing
and
is
you
that
can
like
watch it and enjoy
double
it.
butt pig chicken thing.
Right.
Yeah, you might have
Which
to
is-
explain that isn't real and all that other shit because
Right.
that was a weird way. Even for me, it was like, what the
Yeah.
hell is that thing?
But yeah, it wasn't very violent. It had its token deaths, but they weren't. Yeah, they weren't that.
You didn't
really
care
You
about
weren't
the
that
characters
bad. You
who
weren't
died.
that like, you weren't blown away by gore or anything.
No, I mean, you
like
see
that.
the mom dies, but that's all like off screen. I don't know, and it's just like as you say, Denny, your sort of description at the end, it sort of fits that. It's like, oh, here we have the mother has to die to give us the background, sort of the motivation of the character.
Right.
It's almost like you see like a very bored voice saying all this stuff like as it's happening because it feels kind of.
Like they're in the
Rote.
writer's room and there's one
Yeah.
guy just like, so as usual, we take this character and we're going to
they're all
let
really
die.
bored.
Yeah,
And the mother's got to die, and the dad has to sacrifice himself later. And he'll
Yeah.
realize his mistake and feel bad.
And then this
as
is
he's
where we
eating.
enter a joke from Aquafina because it'll make it easier to get to the transition of the next scene. And then, so scene 2B, we're going to go ahead and move along to the rings in the air. They're going to tug. Yeah.
It's almost like you're on like a Smithsonian tour. Keep moving.
Yeah,
keep
right.
moving.
Yeah,
But anyway,
exactly.
I still liked. I liked how at the same time it didn't take itself seriously and gets away with it in the sense of it didn't think that highly of itself in a way. I thought it was just,
I think that's how these movies get away with it for so long too, because it's basically remaking a movie that's already been made. This movie, I did some research on the production for it. Stan Lee tried to make this back in the 70s, but that felt with Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, who
that would have been fun.
Shang-Chi character was based on Bruce Lee, so he wanted to cast Bruce Lee's son in the 80s, but that ended up falling through. They had DreamWorks had it in production for a few years back in 2001, but then DreamWorks lost the rights to it, went back to Marvel. Ang Lee, famous director, was a producer for it at some point. There's actually rings. It's in Iron Man. The rings are in Iron Man. Do you remember that, John or TC?
Oh, no.
They're apparently in there because they've been trying to fit this character.
In one of them?
In one of them.
I just assumed it was the Marvel plan all along. I had no idea. I had assumed that this was here's their other spinoff.
Nope. Do you know why this one became made? And you can start getting mad at this type of stuff too. This movie was made for two reasons. The success of Black Panther, so they know that non-white actors and directors can make money. Right. That is the only reason they greenlit this, and that so that and the movie Crazy
very
Rich
cynically
Asians.
too is like, hey, the black guy got money. Let's see if the Asian guy will get money.
Seriously, I mean,
that's how it's going these
on one
days.
hand, it's good that they're giving up a mainly white industry to Asian American and Asian people. That's a good thing. But then also the motivation is entirely money.
Oh yeah. It's entirely when they
it's entirely racially motivated.
And they're not doing anything interesting with it. They're giving them the same carbon copy story and style, the only thing unique about this movie maybe is the clothing and the architecture and the made up history and stuff that John's yawning.
The characters are sort of based on Asian heritage, right?
And we're moving. Exactly. Yeah. So it's sure they have these big budget there's a bunch of Asian people that work in this movie, which is rare for a big budget movie.
I need to add in that they don't. Yeah, not just put down the Smithsonian because it's really awesome. Maybe more of a boring museum. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
So I don't personally really care about that, but people are, some people don't like that, and I think their perspective and opinion on it is valid because it could be annoying if you're really invested in these types of movies, or at least you wish there was some
this
other.
Film was
they would give money to Asian people and black people in ways that weren't Marvel movies.
No, but this can open the door again. If these are profitable,
it's not opening the door. It's opening the door to more Marvel movies.
Only Marvel movies.
Yeah. 2021, 30% of overall worldwide box office was Marvel.
Yeah.
30%.
Jesus.
Damn, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard me. It was Black Panther and Crazy Rich Asians.
Right.
Those both came out around the same time, 2018, and that
Crazy
basically
Asians was good.
This movie.
Yep.
So,
but it was generally well received. It seemed. I mean, I thought it. I don't think it got generally good reviews.
It copied the other ones really well, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't be mad at it.
I mean, they have a
Not
system.
really. I can't be. Honestly, I can't be mad. Buffalo's there,
I was gonna hate it until Buffalo showed up.
Complaining about Captain Marvel. She always does that. I love Buffalo, but yeah. And then they go sing karaoke. So it ended really well. That was the highlight.
Was it? The ending was the highlight.
That is the best ending stinger of any Marvel movie.
What? What about the Avengers?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Best. Which one was the Avengers?
That's when they were all eating falafel in the falafel.
That was also good. Actually, that's probably good, and maybe gets a leg up because that's the same tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's
all right. So trivia time. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, good. Go. Denny's done
really
some
quick.
homework.
I just had a little bit there. Yeah, $175 million budget, $432 million box office. It's a success. That's good. Okay. This movie began filming in February 2020 in Sydney and New South Wales, and then less than a month later had to shut down because of the pandemic.
Ah, shit.
They restarted set building in July of 2020 and then started shooting again in August. So not too much of a delay there, I guess. The cinematographer was the same guy that did The Matrix. His name's William Pope.
Might help explain. Who did? I mean, the kung fu scenes are great. Like the bus scene. So I mean, some of the. Hey, you mean the original Matrix, not the recent Matrix.
Speaking about bus scenes in the new Matrix, just compared to the train scene in that Matrix to the bus scene in Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi wins by a lot, right?
Which train? The train scene in...
There's a fight scene in The Matrix. It's like the first action scene in the new Matrix movie.
In the very first Matrix?
No.
In the
Resurrections.
new Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen where they get to the fight scenes yet.
So
I've only like gotten like...
It's
I'm
like,
only like 40,
it's like a half an hour in.
I'm only like 45 minutes in. Oh no,
They're on that. They go through a hole in the ground or something like that where there's a door and they end up on a train and there's a fight scene on the train.
Well, yeah, because the train's it's harder to track. Duh.
Yeah. You didn't get to that part, John. We can't even talk shit on the Matrix.
It's moving. It's obviously harder to track.
You can talk shit about it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Don't
worry. It gets worse, John.
Well, I just ignored the fight scenes.
Wait till you get to the end when they kiss. It's on a roof. It's cute.
There's a lot of non-fighting so far, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
You like
so
that?
far.
Wait till you see them.
Yeah.
Wait till you see them in the air, and then she's holding him by the hand.
Let's wrap up
it's
this
great.
one, and then we'll.
It's great.
All right,
and he's
couple
like,
more
doing
things.
this, are you? Are you doing this?
Do they do the strobe camera around as they kiss? You know?
They do it.
Like
time
they
got
freezes
it,
as they kiss,
Don't
and
you
they
worry.
go into. It's like a bullet time.
They got
kiss.
They might even do a full 360. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Nice. In Shang-Chi, there were 16 visual effects studios working on the film, and sometimes 3 of the studios would be working on the same shot, depending on the shot.
Yeah.
There were 1,700 visual effects shots in the film. There were 168 in the bus sequence alone, and 40 to 50 of those shots were fully digital shots.
Damn.
Which is just weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked pretty good, the bus sequence.
I thought so.
Some of it did, yeah.
But 168 shots and 50 of them were like fully rendered.
Right, like so everything in the scene is digital, except for the actors, I guess, right?
No, I mean fully
They're
digital is everything.
No, but they must be in the from the green screens, right? They got to still be in there.
That's not fully digital if the people are not
right.
digital.
Wait, what? How can that be?
Because fully
gotta
digital.
be involved.
Because digital is like a digital part of the shot, but fully digital means everything you're seeing is from
I know.
a computer.
Are those scenes without the actors in them, or are they saying that the actors are also digital?
So it's 168 shots in the bus sequence alone, and 40 to 50 of those bus sequence shots are fully digital.
Right.
So is it like when they're fighting or something? So you can't like tell up close what
right.
they're.
Are you saying they digitize the actors? Because
that's what I assume.
I don't know.
Because otherwise, what is fully digital? Well, what does fully digital mean?
It just means the whole scene was created digitally.
But there could be
but
quite a
they
number
are
of scenes
placed in it
where
as
you're
well.
not seeing
right?
the actors clearly, so you're seeing maybe an arm.
There
or
was
the
a
back of
couple
head
times where they were fighting where you weren't looking at their face, so it could totally be, especially with some of those strobe things that they were doing during the fight. I could see that being totally digital, really, because I mean, you wouldn't have to see their face; they're not moving in a way that you could tell. Would be them,
but it's still good. It was a good scene.
Yeah,
good
well, the movie fucking
action and comedy
sucks.
I thought there were funny bits during that.
It sucked, but it was
too.
good. Sucked, but it was good.
No, but that's pretty crazy. I would not have expected that bus scene to be fully digital, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was a lot to it, but I guess that's probably why they were able to move around some. Like, it did look really fake, I guess, when he jumped off the side and like held on. That didn't look real at all. So
but it
I
looks
guess
pretty good when they smashed into stuff, like all the exterior shots and stuff.
But I guess if they were building him that like his character for that type of thing, they could be doing it for the rest too, and you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
That's all I got for that one. Is it time for CODA, you guys? You got anything else to say about Shang-Chi?
Oh, sure. Let's talk shit about CODA.
Would you put the Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings on the top 250?
Oh, no. Would I recommend it? Yes.
Yeah, generally recommend it. Is like, hey, you in the mood for just an action?
Are you out of content? Go ahead and watch this.
Are
Why
you
not?
bored? Is it Sunday and you got nothing to do? Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Sure. All right. So, next movie
CODA.
is called CODA, which stands for Child of Deaf Adults. This movie was directed by C.N. Heater. The synopsis of this movie is: a teenage girl joins an arts program at her high school and develops a crush on a boy in her class, a crush that teeters back and forth throughout the story. She desperately wants to be accepted to an East Coast college, but with her family's money troubles, her parents are very against the idea. Behind some family members' backs, she gets help from others to apply to schools anyway. She gets into college, which is very surprising to all. Her parents come around to the idea once they realize the main character is her own person and should follow her dreams. As she leaves for college, there are a lot of heartfelt goodbyes.
It's like a fucking Lifetime movie. It was like a Lifetime movie at best. It was so bad.
That's Lady Bird right there.
It was cute.
I never did see it. Was Lady Bird
cute?
good?
Yeah, Lady Bird
but it was
good.
so bad. So bad.
Maybe we should have watched Lady Bird.
This is the best Hallmark movie I've ever seen.
It is a Hallmark movie, though. It's a Lifetime movie.
It's got
one
the
of
best acting in a Hallmark movie you'll ever see.
Okay, well, so that's. I thought, Nikki and I watched it. We both thought it was good.
I liked it.
I did not like it.
Ah.
I didn't hate it, but I just thought it was really
softy.
dumb.
Really?
I just thought the story was dumb.
I mean, the angle of how her family depends on her and how that sort of like
That
traps her,
resonated.
I thought that was interesting because she can do things they can't. That sort of like anchors her down.
Right,
And
but how
that
fucking
dynamic,
awful is that family? Well, you can't do shit. You got to be our interpreter. Like,
well,
go fuck
but it makes
yourself.
sense. It makes sense, but I thought that they played that out well, and I thought
Only in
them
America
showing-
can we have an opinion like that, right? Because in other countries, that's just the way it would work. Because you got to help your family out, right?
Yeah,
I guess so.
right. I
You
guess.
can't go pursue your singing career and go be a superstar.
You got to get on
Exactly.
the boat, the tilapia
we have
boat.
to eat. Do you want to eat? Because we need to eat. Okay, you don't have to eat, and you're gonna go away, and we're not gonna get to eat.
We're
That's
gonna
okay with
die
you.
because of
we're
you.
Gonna die.
Figure it out,
So-
guys.
But
You know.
no, you go sing.
No.
Because you want to sing. That's okay.
Yeah, right. That's what
We'll
I mean.
we'll
Yeah.
be here dead.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute, we won't be here because we'll be dead.
Yeah.
But you go sing.
You go sing. Yeah, figure it out.
pursue your dream.
Hey, the brother said it best. They're not helpless. Figure it out. That's what they should do.
And they weren't, and it did. It worked out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought it was very, very sweet. It does have that Hallmark movie feel, but it was still sweet, and it was. I thought
If there was
watch.
worse acting, this movie would be very hard to watch, I think.
Yeah. This is
Yeah, I just
highly
thought
reviewed.
the story was just too fantastical.
This might be in the top 250. It's like an 8.1.
Yeah,
on
it doesn't have
IMDb.
enough votes yet, but
No,
it got nominated for Best Drama at the Golden Globes.
I thought the actress was great. I thought that, as you said, I thought
She
the
was
acting
great,
was
dude.
good.
She could sing, she could act, she could
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's like a teenager. It was pretty incredible.
I like the filthy mouths of how like sort of and it makes sense. Like dock
Shithead, the
workers
sign
and
language for
stuff.
shithead was funny.
Yeah.
You get to learn all like the dirty
See,
signs.
You like this better than you're saying.
No, I liked
Denny.
it a lot.
Come on.
I
Danny
just
liked
thought
it.
it was teetering on being really bad, but the acting was so good. I thought because there were a lot of the I know where TC's coming from. There were a lot of like super.
Just
I don't know, cloying
lame.
scenes where it's just
Well,
like
you know,
now
you
you're
know,
supposed to.
yeah.
It's like the thing where it's like this
We
is the
had-
crying
right,
scene.
right,
This
right.
one right
You know,
here.
right. If it would have meant anything, they had everything but the slow clap. You know, they had all these moments, right? And,
This is the brother's Oscar scene. This is the father's Oscar scene. This is the
Right.
daughter's Oscar
yeah.
scene.
But I still, as you said, the acting was really good, and I still thought they were really affecting moments, like when the parents are sitting there and her daughter's singing, and they show their puzzlement, you know, as they can't hear what's happening and figuring out whether or not it's good and trying to like gauge that. I just thought, and again, I think a lot of that is just really good acting all around.
that
in
scene was
terms
pretty
of, you know,
affecting. Yeah.
I thought so, yeah, and
DC?
yeah, in the end,
And I didn't get much out of that
You
scene.
didn't care?
I thought, you know what it is? I hated the parents. I thought they were shitheads.
oh.
Like the fact that you got to go and look around to see if someone's laughing because your kid's good at something. Like, come on.
But
Get
you're
out of here.
deaf.
That's so stupid.
They're deaf.
Yeah,
TC.
but they've had this kid the whole time, right? The kid's almost 19 years
But they
old at this
can't-
point.
They can't. They've never heard her
You're
sing.
telling me that not in one time in their whole life have they given this kid a chance to do anything? Come on, get
No.
the fuck out of here.
Nope. They're too busy fucking and fishing. That's all they
And
do.
yeah, well, there you go, right? It's always the willy-nilly that does you
Or
in.
smoking weed.
Yeah.
You can do that all the
Yeah.
time, whether you're fucking or fishing. You can also be
Yeah, it
stoned.
was a fucking stupid movie.
Does that mean her entire childhood and a young adult life, she heard her parents fucking in the house and didn't once tell them, hey, you need to quiet down. I can hear you. Like she didn't do that once?
I don't know. It's just a fact of life.
They're deaf.
No, it's not.
What do they care?
I don't know.
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
deaf.
deaf.
Well,
yeah.
that doesn't
Fuck.
mean they don't care about like the mental well-being of their
They don't.
daughter.
You heard how she said about the hearing bitch? They don't give a fuck about people that hear. Unless it's their daughter who can translate for them. I fucking hate those two. They're such shitty parents. I don't give a fuck what anybody
I thought
says.
they were funny. I
Yeah.
thought they were funny.
I don't give a shit.
Maybe it's a little too real for you, DC. Maybe this is the problem.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
TC, did you recognize the mom?
No.
Speaking of Seinfeld, she was in a Seinfeld episode.
Was she?
She
Oh.
was the deaf woman in the she
Oh
was the
my
ball
God,
girl.
you're right.
And we happened to watch
Oh,
we watched that
that's funny.
earlier that day because we were watching
That's
Seinfeld
funny.
right
You're like,
now.
I know this woman.
Yeah. And we looked it up. She won like an Oscar back in the 80s too before
she's
Seinfeld.
Wow.
She's from Children of a Lesser God. I saw that a long time ago.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
what she got the Oscar for. I mean, I know. Again, I saw this movie like I don't know 4 months ago, so I don't remember a ton of it.
Was it 4 months ago?
I came
Or was it
out
like a week ago?
No.
Wait,
no,
you
I
saw
didn't-
this when this first came out?
Yeah, because it was on
Ah.
Apple. It was released straight to Apple TV.
Yeah, Apple TV, the sensitized content platform where you can watch Hallmark movies and call them good.
It's where Ted Lasso lives too.
Yeah, I didn't watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
You haven't watched any of it?
I
haven't watched it.
You don't
no.
like being nice.
No, I had to just buy the stupid fucking subscription for this movie. So
now you gotta watch
Ted Lasso.
Now I can watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, maybe
you have
there's
to
a
give
silver
it-
lining here just for this.
You have to give it at least 3 episodes, okay?
Okay.
But I think hopefully it'll catch you right away. But I'm excited for you. You get to see Ted Lasso. It might
Ted
be
Lasso is
overhyped
good,
now.
TC.
Okay.
And hopefully it's not too happy for you because it
All
might
right.
be.
Yeah. Already, I don't like it. I mean, what else do we got for this one? Jeez.
Actually,
Trivia?
I don't have any trivia for this one. I like seeing Boston.
That wasn't Boston.
That was Boston, wasn't it?
No,
Was it?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
They
Boston?
shot that somewhere else. That was another thing that was bothering me. Are they gonna fucking claim Gloucester? Actually, go fucking shoot there at least. Jesus, right?
Really? Huh?
I mean, it would look like it could have been Vancouver or something. Yeah, I didn't like that. It didn't ring true for anything from the fishing part of it for Gloucester.
The film was shot in
so
Gloucester in the middle
No
of 2019. Yeah.
Didn't look like it. Where else was it shot?
They also shot the quarry scenes were in Rockport, Massachusetts,
Okay,
and everything else was in Gloucester.
that's so crazy. It didn't look like it at all.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Sorry, John. I'll pause for a
I'll
minute.
eat my words.
Okay.
I'll eat my words. That did not seem like Gloucester at all.
I thought it looked like Boston too.
So, I mean, it obviously didn't because they didn't shoot there at all, right?
I guess not, but there wasn't there like a city shot?
There was
at
a
one
city
point?
shot. What was
Yeah.
that city? Yeah.
Maybe that doesn't count as like shooting because it's just like second unit, one like half a day. Get a skyline
Maybe.
shot.
Yeah, maybe. So where were they walking
So-
around then? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
They said so. This I don't know what this sentence means, but during location scouting, Heater, the director, came across what she found to be the ideal house for the family home and received permission from its residents to use it as a filming location. The choir master's home was a Victorian-style house on the sea where Heater had visited family friends multiple times in her childhood, and they allowed her to film there. Doesn't that kind of seem like they contradict each other? It's like she came across the house, but she knew them as a child. I don't know.
Yeah, and they shot in Gloucester too. They're all fucking liars.
Yeah,
I bet that
maybe.
shit's shot. Yeah.
God.
I didn't recognize that shit at all.
Who knows? I mean, you could probably, if nobody knows.
I wonder if they had anybody like you while they were shooting. Yeah, you
Yeah,
phonies.
this isn't a fucking real place to shoot. What's the matter with you? Who said pick this place? Yeah, that's a good location. Yeah,
I mean, those that like fishing area.
Oh,
is
right.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I don't.
Oh yeah, it's a
anyway.
great location. Looks a lot like Gloucester. Sure. Right.
Oh, best supporting actor Troy Kotzer. Who's Troy Kotzer? Who do you think? So, best supporting actor. Who would that have been in this movie?
Was that the dad?
That's the
It's
dad.
gotta be.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
I thought the mom was just as good as the dad.
No,
yeah,
I
but he
thought
had
Mo-
more
I-
charisma.
I like the who was the teacher? He was in like he was in the Dora movie.
He
That's
couldn't
where I-
sing. There was one time where he sang, and I was like, "That was awful." What did
No,
they?
that's not what he's good at.
But
Yeah,
he's good
no
at being
shit.
an asshole, which is what he was hired for.
He was good at that. Yeah, yeah. Pretentious prick.
First scene of this movie, I was just like, I hate that guy. And then by the next scene, I was like, he's okay.
Yeah,
And I was like, why did I
no,
switch so quickly?
yeah,
Ah,
He's
doesn't matter.
a music teacher. What do you expect?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there was some. I read the only trivia I have about this is like deaf people's mixed reactions to this movie. It's either
I'm sure.
it's mostly positive, but it seems like there are some negative opinions from deaf people that it doesn't like how this movie portrays deaf people as being helpless
Right.
for themselves.
Right.
Or being like totally ignorant of people that hear.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how like the thing is the scene that was like one of the big starts of the start of a conflict of this movie is when they get boarded by Coast Guard. If your boat is on and driving, deaf or not, you should be looking where the fuck the boat is going, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That shouldn't
Yeah,
be
yeah.
an issue.
They got in trouble for every valid reason you can think
Yeah.
of.
I was like,
I know.
yes, this should
know.
be,
Yeah.
they should be getting
And
in
it
trouble
was
for
there
this.
just to blame the kid. It was such a stupid.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was a plot device,
that was the
right? So, yeah.
Hallmark moment.
Yeah.
That's
you're
such
right.
a Hallmark
that part
line,
drew me out a
like,
bit, and I was like, that's stupid.
storyline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it like seems to think that her parents are that incompetent without her, while at the same time
That's
trying to say
fucking
towards the
dangerous,
end that they're
man.
not. Yeah,
Right? What the
Yeah.
father and the son are doing.
And
in
you
that
would think
situation
if
is
you've been
dangerous.
deaf for 50 years,
Then they
you
drive
would
a boat for a
know
living.
that if you don't
Yeah.
have someone that can hear, hey, maybe don't go out and fish.
You
I don't
don't
know.
need hearing to know where your boat is going. You just need eyes. They're not blind.
right.
Like this is.
Yeah, it's a pretty. That was a pretty
weird-
dumb storyline. It was just there to bring up that one moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this movie's.
It's nice.
Good.
Would
Not
you
good.
recommend it? Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, I
No
think
way.
so. It's a good family movie.
Not a chance.
I would recommend this movie to my mom. I'm pretty sure she
Cool.
might tear up a couple of times. You know, it's that kind of movie, is all I'm saying.
It's a Hallmark movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like a good
Yeah.
one.
You know, Christmas Day, 2 p.m. It's warm inside. The fire's going. Everyone wants to feel happy, so they throw this
Perfect.
bullshit on.
Yeah. I was forced to watch real Hallmark movies this month because I was in the Northeast to visit my parents.
Jesus.
And this was 100 times better than
That's
any
true.
of those things. Like,
I mean, those things
Yeah,
are
no
really,
question.
really, really bad, though.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really bad. Yeah.
I feel bad because whenever I go home, they're like, "What's good, Denny?" And I throw on something like artsy and like
Mind
critically
bending.
reviewed and
Yeah.
you know what I think is really good. And she's just like, "This is trash." And then
Yeah.
she turns on what she likes and she's like, "Isn't this good?" I'm like, "No, this is terrible."
Yep. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. Becoming your parents. Not going to
Yep.
happen with TV.
Oh yeah. The last thing I had to say in this movie is I thought it was kind of weird how Gloucester and Boston are right next to each other. Why do the parents not like drive their daughter to Boston? It's like a half an hour away. It's really freaking close.
Because they don't have any money for the gas, because they're so poor, because the tilapia isn't fucking biting this year. And nobody knows where Rockport is, so they went to Gloucester, now they're lost. Yeah.
All right, that explains that.
That sums it right up. So, yeah.
Can you siphon some of that boat gas and put it into a car? Does that translate? Is
I don't
that
think it
one-to-one?
does. No, I
No?
think one's I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe, I don't know, diesel. It might be diesel. So if
Boats
you got
run
a
on
diesel,
diesel?
I don't know.
John, do you know
I'm
anything
making
about
it up.
boats?
Nothing about boats. Nope.
I feel like it might be diesel for an
I've
engine
driven a
that
boat.
big.
What kind of gas do boats use? Let's find out. Marine gas oil, MGO, and marine diesel oil, MDO.
Diesel. Yeah, okay. Because it's big engines, right? So it's like a truck.
Yeah,
So I probably wouldn't be able to siphon that into the car.
might break the car.
Yeah, yeah.
If you had a truck,
Yeah.
though, like a big rig, you could probably
If you had-
siphon
if you had a
that
big-
MDO right in there.
If you had stolen a U-Haul because your family's from fucking Braintree.
What U-Haul's
you know.
running on
Yeah,
diesel?
Right, yeah. A big U-Haul. Yeah.
It's one of the ones with the pins in the back. All right.
Woo!
All right, so we're going to talk
Thank God
about the
that one's
Matrix.
over.
All right, so would you put it in the top
All right,
250 CODA?
No, I would not put
No,
CODA in
no,
the
but
I
I
would
would,
not
I would
either.
recommend.
Would you put
It's
it?
a good family movie.
It's going to be like probably nominated for Movie of the Year. How do you feel about that?
That's terrible. That's why I need to leave the
Slow
industry.
year.
Yeah.
Still the pandemic.
Yeah.
You got to give it some
Yeah.
credit.
Nope,
Oh.
not going to give any credit.
It's no pig.
That's
No
true. I would
pig.
vote for Pig over this one for the weird go home for Christmas, piss off your
Yeah.
mom, artistic.
To be
movie
honest,
pick.
I don't know now. If you compare this to Pig, I might
See?
have to, I don't know, maybe eat my words again. Because I didn't like
I
Pig.
ended up. So I'm doing. Before we jump into the Matrix, I have interesting news for.
Oh?
Well, so one of the films we watched was. I guess I was gonna. I forgot to recommend you guys. We saw Free Guy, which is the Ryan Reynolds film where he finds out he's an NPC in a video game,
Okay.
and it turns out to be just a romantic comedy, which is
Yeah.
fine. It was actually.
He's
it
good
was
at
fine.
that. So
Yeah, it was enjoyable. So
Yeah.
a good romantic comedy to go see. But Taika Waititi, is that how you say his name?
I think so. That's how I
He's
say
the
it
bad-
anyway.
He's the bad guy in that film.
Ooh.
And he's not like fantastic. He's just fine. But it was interesting to see him there. But then I was looking at his IMDb page, and he has, as a writer, he's announced a screenplay that he's written for Akira.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, for Flash Gordon. He's got another Thor
Does
movie.
the
Love and
Akira movie have a
Thunder.
director yet? Because Peele
I
was
don't-
going to direct it, but then he dropped off. Jordan
Oh,
Peele.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
dropped off.
Oh,
Damn.
Well, that's too bad. It says no. The director is just Taika again.
Oh, he's directing it?
Yeah.
Could be even better.
And then he's got another Thor movie in post production, and he's got an untitled Star Wars movie coming that was announced.
wow, it's a lot of
This
work.
dude is
This
there's a
guy's
lot
on
of
fire.
a lot of cool stuff coming from this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to-
Akira is in production, but it already has a runtime of 142 minutes listed. How is that possible?
I don't know.
don't know.
Anyway, I'm excited. His stuff,
I'm
like
excited
the
too.
Thor Ragnarok movie, was great. The Mandalorian episode that he directed was also really good. Yeah, he's great.
Jojo Rabbit. What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People. You guys seen those ones?
Nope. Yeah. Well, not Jojo Rabbit. What We Do in the Shadows is really good. That was like one of his breakout, wasn't it?
I think so. It was the first one we watched from him.
And then, I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit. I should, though, because that one's supposed to be pretty interesting.
Very good. You have seen Hunt for the Wilder People?
No, I've not even heard of that one.
Oh, it's a good one. It's got the kid from Deadpool 2, and it's got Sam Neill in there as well.
Maybe we need a Watiti sort of run here. We
I am down.
With our Denis Villeneuve, we got to bring up some other directors that we love.
I'm down, 100% down.
Yeah, well, that gives us plenty of fodder for other movies to watch.
True. All right.
Last but not least,
you want me to meander anywhere else, or
no? You got anywhere else to meander?
No, I don't know. I could try.
All right. So this third episode that we're going to tack on here, me and John haven't watched the full thing.
Are you going to split these up into
no? This is
going to
be
episodes.
One disgusting mess of an episode.
15 minutes.
It's going to be. It's going to set the tone for the year, John. It's going to be like a.
We're moving quickly in 2022.
From 3 different jars.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're not just watching one a week now. We're watching 3 a week now. Yeah.
It's 2 different brands of chicken noodle and then clam chowder is what it is.
Yeah, all at once.
Right. And the red kind.
Yeah.
And that one is
New York kind.
The Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah, right.
So this movie, The Matrix Resurrections, was directed by Lana Wachowski. Wachowski.
Sure. Wachowski. I think
by
it's
herself.
Wachowski.
I don't know how many movies she's done by herself without her sibling there, but she did this one by herself. It is the 4th Matrix movie. Is that the synopsis?
I should go first, maybe, because I watched the least amount of it.
There we go.
I love how I'm the only one that finished the damn movie.
I shut it off.
Well, but you got further than I. So
I got further than you because I got to the train fight scene, which I thought was only a half an hour into the movie, but I couldn't.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe the train fight scene was. I got to where he had. It was only shortly after he'd sat down with Trinity. And
did you see him get snacks at the coffee shop?
Yeah.
Did you see him eat Trinity's
little
husband?
date?
I saw him look worried. I saw him wonder about. I thought it was really interesting, this direction they're taking this of. It was funny almost the way that they talked about how, they described the movie that The Matrix was a video game, not a movie, but they're like, Warner Brothers wants us to make a 4th one. And then they have the montage sequence of all these, of what it really means. It's really this and it's really that. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I wonder how much true to life is it? Like Wachowski is like, yeah, Warner Brothers wants me to make this. And okay. And if I don't do it, they're going to do a shit job of it or whatever. I don't know. So I just don't know to what extent any of that actually was just paralleling what was happening.
That would have
been
great if the movie didn't suck.
Well, up to that point, so far, and maybe it still sucks, but Nikki and I were enjoying it up to that point and plan on watching the rest of it.
Wait, so what'd you get to, Denny? You shut it off when they went through the little window?
As soon as they somehow they both, I think it was about halfway through when Neo and Trinity escaped the Matrix and they were both in the pods. And something came and took Trinity away. And
they came and took him away. Oh no,
they took someone stole Trinity or something, and then he gets.
That's not what happens.
So we shut it off because I was I don't know who the fuck any of these
He's
people
the one that
are.
gets taken away.
So there's no Nebuchadnezzar, right? There's a new ship and a whole new crew. Everyone's new characters.
Doogie Howser's
Doogie Howser's there. He tries to reach through the mirror at one point, and he's like, "Come back to me, Neo. You need more drugs."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Give this guy a Razzie right now, Razzie to Neil."
He was. Maybe he gets weird. He was fine and subtly creepy as the psychologist.
He's the worst part of the movie.
I thought what's his name as the new Mr. Smith was suitably menacing. As his boss, what's his name?
John, you've been watching some really shitty things the past couple of months, I think. I don't know what's going on with you.
Maybe.
His old age is catching him.
No, but who else?
No, I think I'm wrong because this movie has a 60% or a 60 on Metacritic, so I think I'm just wrong. But this movie it honestly made me so
I'm trying
to
think. Who was it that was replacing? Oh, yeah, Jonathan Groff, the king himself. From Hamilton was his boss in the early parts. So the guy that played the king in Hamilton and is
had the best
Christoph
song in that one.
From yeah.
Oh, that's who that. That's right. That's who that was.
Yeah, he was good.
I remember him.
He was menacing there as the boss.
Yeah,
I don't know if Hugo Weaving
he's the new guy.
I didn't know if Hugo Weaving makes an appearance for real or not. I haven't seen him, but
it was a pretty stupid movie. I mean, it gets to the point where they actually get them out of the
Wait. We're gonna.
Pods,
so TC, I want you
so-
to describe what happens in the movie because
Sure.
during your section, because I
all
couldn't
right.
get to it. No, but so the part I got to, we shut it off because they brought him into the ship and they started talking about who was who and what the motivations were, and there was just a bunch of like Star Wars Episode 1.
So you guys
names.
didn't even get to the old lady.
No, I got to the old lady. We did get to the old lady.
Okay.
Do you remember when that lady came?
Yeah, right after they initially broke out Neo from the pod.
So actually, the old lady.
Because he's the one that, so you didn't
You're
get
not talking
the
about
old
the
black
prophet?
lady? The old black lady
No.
from the first movie, who's
The
now
one
in
who-
charge of
about the
IO.
spoon?
She's
Does
in
like the
charge of...
spoon is not real?
No, I don't know. The one, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't remember that from
Is
the
the
first
spoon
one.
real? Is it a fork? What? I
But
didn't get to
all
the
I know is that
silverware part.
she was back when they were first started. She was there. So now she's in charge of like IO, which is the replacement of the universe that they initially had in the first Matrix. That was the Renegade, the fuck was it called? It was the secret. It was like that secret place with like where they were against and rebelling against all of the
Zion.
Yes, Zion. So Zion gets replaced by IO, which is a whole new thing, and it's
Why
like
not?
underground. It's like underground and everything. So yeah, she comes in when they break out Neo from the pod and take him out and take him out of the Matrix, essentially. She's the one that's like, what the fuck? And she, they meet again and they discuss, and it's stupid. And it really, it's dumb. It was dumb, but it was all there just to further the story of like, okay, now we have to go back and get fucking Trinity. But then they have to go back in the Matrix to go get Trinity. And they develop
Why
a whole
couldn't they
plan.
just go get her body out of the Matrix? Why do they have to go into the Matrix to get Trinity?
Well, they have to go to the pod to disconnect or the person dies. Right? So they can't just like go in and like take them out.
So they found her pod, but then to get her out, they needed to go into the Matrix.
in the place where the Doogie Howser's place, there was only two pods. It was him and her. That was creating all the energy for the place. So while they're hooked up to the Matrix, they create energy in the Matrix. Yeah. So there was only two pods. So like when he gets up and out of the pod, there's like the robots or whatever those things are. They take them to the place where he, essentially they're sentience and they go away and to get exiled because they were not supposed to take him out of the pod and deliver him to the other people,
You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. So like that was their only way in. So then they had to fucking use fake Morpheus to go through the air vent, and like it was so ridiculous.
I'm having a hard time following what you're saying.
I don't
It's
even
so
know.
bad.
I can't even listen.
Yeah.
Fake Morpheus comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he does. He comes out of nowhere because that's what. So they're like in the pods, right? And they're like trying to get shit done, but like there's no way to get in and no way to get out. It was ridiculous. But they essentially go back in and they get Trinity out, right? And
Of course.
yeah, of course. So they had to come up with this like exit strategy, right? Where like they unhook her and then they rehook her. They rehook the other, like the blue-haired lady, the one with the short hair, right? So she like takes Trinity's place for a minute and then goes in the Matrix and fights. It's like so stupid. And they get Trinity out of that pod thing and they get her back into the other, that other world. And then they have to regroup. It was like so stupid. And
Wow.
and that whole the whole thing in the beginning where like they're on the motorcycle and they're trying to get away from everybody, right? And then it like kind of like cuts and you don't know what happened.
Right.
Yeah. So that actually ends up happening, right? Of course. And that's them fighting their way out of the Matrix together. And of course, that means that they go to the top of a building. They have the 360 moment where they kiss, and then they jump off the roof together. And then Neo starts to fall, and the Trinity's flying in the air, holding onto him. And he's like, "I'm not doing this. Are you doing this?" And he looks up at her, and she's holding him, and then they're like flying, and then all of a sudden they disappear into the sky. It was like. It was so bad.
Why can't he fly anymore? He used to be able to
He
fly.
can't fly anymore.
Yeah.
He
Why?
can't fly anymore. No
He's
idea.
lost his powers.
No idea. He's just dead, I guess. Yeah.
No. So wow, well done, TC.
It was
Still.
bad. It was bad. And that doesn't even get to the end. The end is even like more ridiculous. Because they like
Now
come
you don't
back.
have to watch it, John.
Dude, they come back. Like her and Neo come back to the doctor and then like beat the shit out of him in the Matrix. It's
Doogie Howser?
Yeah. They find him because they go talk to him in the Matrix again because they're coming for him, right? Like they're gonna, get revenge on him in the next movie, probably. But
Please no.
It was a bunch of like all these unbelievable plot points to try to further the story of like them going back to get Trinity out of the pod and him going back to fight Doogie Howser and like, and then there's the third wrinkle, which is the guy from Hamilton who's like on their side so that he can get revenge on Doogie Howser. So like they actually join up him and Trinity and Keanu there.
That's interesting.
So like they joined together to like fight. Yeah, it was so
John's
stupid.
Putting it on as soon as this podcast is
The
over.
best part is
I
about
can't wait.
that best part is about that little trio is like you don't really see that happening. All of a sudden there's just like a scene where he comes out of the woodwork and he's like, "Yes, I'm here to get revenge," to the doctor, and you're just like, he was involved. He's part of their team. What is going on here? It's like it's chaos. So,
man.
if none of that makes sense to anybody that hasn't seen it,
I think I have a headache after listening to that.
When you watch it,
yeah.
you'll go, "Oh yeah, this is dumb."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you liked it at all, John. Just the scenes where he was
So far.
he was like describing how what he made was a video game, and then they just kept cutting back to footage from the first Matrix.
Yep.
But you're
I
supposed to
enjoyed that.
believe that it was video game footage on top of the fact that it's about the Matrix when they're in the Matrix.
Right.
Yep.
So how do you make a thing about the
Because
Matrix?
it was all rewritten. It
which
was
is-
all rewritten to just sort of explain things. I
No,
don't know.
it's from the footage.
That's it,
It's
John.
exactly the same thing as the
John,
first Matrix.
but that nailed it. That's exactly what it was
Yeah.
for. It was just there to re-explain it so that people that hadn't seen it had some sort of context, right? Because it was 10 years ago.
Well, or
whatever it
also
was.
like because to just keep Keanu going so that he had these memories of these things. So it was all like restructured. So it was made to be a video game just so that he could keep going. I don't know.
I've never
Anyway.
seen such blatant reuse of like a classic movie's footage in a movie.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Oh, man.
Just
there's got to be
well,
worse.
it was so
There's
that
gotta
he
be
would be
worse.
Like what?
calm and comfortable, so that he would be, accessible because his memories would make him calm.
They did things in this movie where it was like, so they reused the footage, but they tried to explain it away by being like, oh, it's the video game and it exists within the world. So we get to show it. Although what they're really doing is being like, we have absolutely nothing. So remember how good the first Matrix movie was.
Well,
Same
that
thing with
could
the
be another
actors.
way
They
of putting it.
explain away why they recast Agent Smith and Morpheus.
Yeah.
It was, I forget exactly what it was, but it was like, oh, sometimes the Matrix does weird things. And you're like, okay,
Yeah,
good,
it doesn't
go.
matter.
Got it.
Yeah, why not? It's everything's swappable. By the way, trivia, because I'm just sitting here at the IMDb page. Chad, who Tiffany, Trinity's character in The Matrix is married to, do you know who he was?
No.
Chad Stahelski. He is the director of the John Wick series with Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
He also was the stunt double for Keanu Reeves in the original Matrix trilogy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's some family nods here, like, hey, let's all get some
Yeah,
extra cash.
that's kinda
Hey,
cool.
it's a new paycheck. That's what I had said when they when there's a scene where they're about to kiss, and it's like they said something stupid. There was like a one-liner between the two of them that was idiotic, and it was like all I kept thinking to myself was like, oh, see, I think kind of says to her like, didn't we do this already? And I was like, shouldn't they have said, didn't we get paid for this already? Like, it's literally the exact same moment they had in the first one.
Yeah.
Right. And they both acknowledge it, but don't because they're kind of like in the Matrix, right? So they don't realize why they're doing it. It's so stupid.
Agreed.
Yeah. But I have to say, the one part I did think about was imagine if that existed. I'd be all for it. Put me in the Matrix. Give me some fucking whacked out life. It like doesn't exist. Seems like a great time. Right?
Just wait for the pandemic to end, then wake me up.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. Well, right. Exactly.
You might just stand still, but even with the whacked out life, you'll have this painful, uncertain feeling that somehow this is not real. and then
Yeah,
you'll
right. Now
resort
I'll go to a coffee shop and I'll sit there and I'll look
And
at
you'll-
people and say, I think I know that person, but
That's
I don't
right.
know why. Yeah. That sounds fun.
Also, have you seen any of the news? Just to be again completely random, because I'm sitting on this page, but Spider-Man: No Way Home has an 8.8.
I've heard
on
that's
IMDb.
good. Yeah.
I've not seen any of the new Spider-Mans.
I didn't even know they had
Have
new
you?
ones.
There's
Except
three
for this
now.
one.
There was No Way Home. It was the newest one, and then something else about a home, and I don't know, some other thing. And 3 other movies. I don't know.
That summed it right up. I guess I'll get right on that.
That's gotta be really
8.8.
That's gotta be higher than the top 250.
It's higher than the actual Matrix is. The Matrix, the original Matrix, is 8.7.
Wow.
Why isn't it on the top 250?
It should be.
It's not. Did they add like a time thing?
Maybe it's a little bit too. I don't know.
Too soon.
Got 350,000. Jeez,
yeah. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I think we do have to watch this.
Far From Home, and then we got to watch all frickin' 3 of them.
We do.
I don't know.
Spider-Man: Homeward Bound 2: The Incredible Journey.
Homeward Bound.
Spider-Man and a cat and a walrus.
Yeah. Shadow, no.
Nice.
I used to like that. I liked that movie.
Oh, those movies are great.
too. Those were good.
We watched the first one back when the pandemic first started. That movie holds up, man. It's
Does
real
it?
good.
Oh, really?
It's got Michael J. Fox as like the feisty dog, and it's got like Sally Field as the cat and some other famous like good actor as the golden retriever. It's good.
Okay. I have to watch that again. Bring back some old childhood memories.
Yeah. So, would you put Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey on the top 250?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I
John,
mean, The
are you gonna
Matrix.
watch
What
The
else do we got
Matrix?
for The Matrix?
I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
Avoid Like the Plague. I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It
I'm
made
gonna
me
watch
very
the rest
angry.
of it.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
don't
got to
care
watch
what
the
you
rest
say.
of it now, John, because you liked it, Hey, look, I got through the movie.
We'll be watching the original soon.
And wait till you get to the old lady, though, where you can't take her seriously as an old lady. She's just got a bad old lady act. You know what I mean? Where
she kind of talks like
Why couldn't they
this,
just cast an
and
old
she
lady?
doesn't- She's only maybe 40 years old, but she's talking like this. And
Can you go on the IMDb page and say like which character she was?
Let's see.
I haven't seen Christina Ricci in a while. Speaking of, people
Is she in there?
You didn't get to Christina Ricci?
If I did, I didn't recognize
She's
her.
in there.
Recognize her either. You sure she's in there?
Positive.
Well, she's not in there in any important capacity.
But so me and him, we were like, who is that? I recognize that. And you're like, oh, that's fucking Christina Ricci. Where the fuck
Really?
has she been? Was it Jada Pinkett Smith?
No, was it? That might have been her. Yeah. Yes,
She's in it.
That might have been her. Can't find this fucking movie. So there you go.
Yep, it's her. Oh man, I did not get to this part with her. I thought you were talking
it's
about
bad.
the Oracle.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
bad. She's real bad.
She's not. Is she supposed to be the Oracle?
Yeah, she's supposed to be no, she's just whatever, that one in charge of the IO. I don't know what that means, if she's the Oracle
Well,
or
they
not.
talked to the Oracle from the first movie, who is the person that like houses like children that are supposed to be the one or should be the one or something.
Oh,
She has an apartment in the Matrix.
that might be
she's
her.
the
then.
Oracle.
Niobe, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jada Pinkett Smith. Why
She
not
was
cast an
bad.
older actor? Come on.
She was really bad at it. I mean, because how can you? And the worst part is they have older actors that act
sure.
with her because they're supposed to be her age, right? So
Right,
like
in the mirror.
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. So you've got like these old ladies that are like by her side, and then like when they talk, seems normal. There's an old woman. Then she talks, you're like, there's no way. You're not the same age. You can't even fake the voice well enough to make that believable. Like they try to make her old looking, it doesn't work. I mean, I guess it's a compliment, really, right?
It's a
can't
stupid
even look old
decision
when
on
you
the
try.
casting director and the director to like, why not just cast an older person?
Yeah, they wanted someone in there that had, star
I don't know. Star power
yeah.
there. Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't even recognize her.
I mean,
Yeah,
what the
that's
hell?
true.
I'm not a huge Jada Pinkett fan either, though. So
I'd recognize her in a movie though.
Oh yeah, I would too. And I did not recognize her. I see.
I'm
what
looking
your
at
point is.
pictures right now, and she looks not like herself.
Right. But
She
she
looks
doesn't
like
look
she has a bunch of really bad old person makeup on.
Yep, 100%. So that sums that right up. Would you put this in the top
All right.
250?
No.
I'll have to reserve judgment until I see the whole thing.
It could really pick up from here.
I've got integrity.
That was good.
There's a movie coming out this year, guys, that I only have one movie I'm looking out for.
Really, just one?
Have you seen the preview for The Northman?
It sounds familiar. Yes,
no.
actually, I haven't seen the preview, but what isn't it?
It's the guy who did The Witch and The Lighthouse.
Right, but this is going to be more of an action movie, right?
I don't know.
So
The
like
commercial looks a little
action
actiony,
horror.
but it's like a period piece about Vikings. And
Well,
it
but
looks
there's a witch. Bjork is a witch.
Bjork is in it. She returns to acting from like her first role since Dancer in the Dark in like the early 90s or whenever.
Nicole Kidman as Queen Gudrun, Willem Dafoe,
Oh wow.
Willem Dafoe.
Ethan Hawke.
Wow, what a cast.
And
It's got one of the Skarsgård brothers in there, the younger ones.
right. That's never bad.
Is it the one that played Pennywise? It could have been Pennywise Skarsgård.
Oh, really?
They're pretty similar looking.
Alexander Skarsgård?
Was he Pennywise? Or was he the guy from
No,
Big Little Lies?
no. He was
The
the
Big
well,
Little
he
Lies
was
one.
is he Big Little Lies one? I don't know. I don't see him in either of those. He was in this TV series of The Stand. Yeah, Big Little Lies. He was the Big Little Lies one.
Yeah. His profile picture is him with a tuxedo top and no pants on.
And no pants. I saw
Pretty
that,
funny.
yeah. That's who approved that shot.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But we got to put that on the list. 2022, guys. New year.
So far,
Hashtag.
one film.
Yeah.
Well, we should. I don't know. We
We're
need
gonna
to
do the
check
Batman too, I'm sure,
Oscars.
right?
We should do the Spider-Man.
No.
We should do the Spider-Man.
I'm so tired of Batman.
No, it's the new Batman.
Oh, we
Dude,
gotta
it looks
do the
good.
I
Batman.
know.
We have to do
it's
the
new
Batman.
Same as the old Batman.
We
Yeah,
have
right.
to do the
you know,
Batman. There's
my
no
parents
doubt.
died. I'm angry.
We
I
are
have lots
doing
of
the
money.
Batman, John.
Have you seen the trailer, John? Come on.
Yes.
It
The
looks
trailer's
good.
the same.
No,
No,
it
it's
looks
the
good.
same
Look
shit.
at the
It's
trailer,
the
It's got
same
Paul Dano
shit.
in it,
Look
man.
at the trailer, John.
Yeah, I don't care.
Zoe
gonna be
Kravitz,
good,
Robert
John.
Pattinson, Paul Dano.
Honestly,
Come on.
I've done this so many
I've done
times.
this so
I'm
many
tired.
times
I'm tired.
that I don't
Bam,
know.
pow, concussion. I'm tired of this.
Barry Keoghan, John Turturro,
We have to
Colin
fight,
Farrell,
John.
Andy Serkis. John, how can you say no to that? Come on. It's going to be good.
I say no.
We have to fight, John. We have to.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
We either watch that or we watch Spider-Man. One of the
I'd
two.
rather watch Lego Batman again.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Lego Ninjago. Ninjago
Yeah.
Lego.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, good to see you guys.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Let's
it
get back
is
into
good
the
to see
swing
you.
of things. You know what we're watching next week?
What are we watching
What?
next week? Not
We're
a list
actually watching
movie.
it. It's
Not a list
movie.
movie.
It's a list movie.
Oh, Jesus.
We're
What is
watching The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin.
All
Oh.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Good. We get. Yeah.
That's
In
cool.
full disclosure, yeah, we have
We've already
Yeah.
watched that.
we
Thank
watched
God.
this one,
Yeah.
but it's coming out next week. So yeah,
So
Okay.
I
have
think
fun.
I remember liking this one. Right, this is a good one. If you like old silent
You
movies,
liked it. Yeah.
You guys didn't like it?
It had its moments. It was long.
Sure.
Yeah.
Has a really good speech in the end.
Well, I guess they'll find out what we think as soon as it plays.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten what we thought about
Really? I
it.
thought you'd had edited that one and published it by now. That's not,
No, as soon as we
Mm.
put the thing on pause, I was like, just started watching trash TV.
Oh, I love it.
Immediately.
I love
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, what are we watching after that then?
A bonus episode again, right?
Is that Spider-Man?
It's Oscar season. Let's do
It's Oscar season. Let's find
there's
an Oscar
Power of
film
the
we haven't
Dog.
seen.
Okay.
which
Ooh,
is, have you heard of that
alright.
one?
No, not
It's
a
on
bit, but I
Netflix.
like the title.
It's got Cumberbatch and Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst in it. I watched 20
Alright.
minutes of it at my parents' house.
Shit, it's a
and
Western.
my mom made me shut it off because she hated it so much.
Oh, wow. So
That's a
yeah,
good
let's watch
sign.
that.
It's a Denny kind of movie there.
Oh, it's a Western.
You like Westerns?
Not really.
What?
Not really a Western person.
He's not a Western person.
Is that what they're good
I
Belfast.
have
for?
to watch that one. I kind of want to
Belfast.
watch Licorice. Belfast looks pretty good.
Well, we definitely should watch Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, Licorice Pizza was
not sure it's-
on my list.
It's,
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not streaming.
But, it's right next to CODA, so I don't know.
Drive My Car is supposed to be good. It's a foreign movie.
That Don't
Oh.
Look Up was so fucking awful that I would never want to watch that one
Oh,
again.
It
really?
wasn't as bad as The Matrix.
I don't know. It was close, dude. That movie
I kind of like
sucked.
Don't Look Up. Some of it was
that
pretty
that
funny.
movie was
Oh, I didn't
was
even.
terrible. Yeah, but I did watch the whole thing for Don't Look Up.
So, like, Belfast is like, Variety's predictions.
Belfast, we should watch that one. That's the
Belfast
number one
is,
rank.
then The Power of the Dog. Oh, Dune is nominated. That's great.
It
West
should
Side
be.
Story,
That
I
was
have
great.
No interest in seeing that.
By all accounts, The Power of the Dog is going to win Best Picture.
Well, then I should watch it.
Good.
Even if it's a Western. It's got some good actors.
Let's do Belfast.
You do Belfast? Yeah. I've heard
I'd
that
like to
movie's a
watch
little
that.
Oscar-y from my one friend who's seen it.
Well, it's got the rank number one on Variety. So
Oh, it does it?
yeah, ranked number one for predicted nominees at least. So
Fucking do it.
Should be good.
And it's
All
right.
it's about Ireland. So at least 2 out of the 3 of us will like it by default because we have to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. All right, well that's good. Let's wrap this up then. Let's wrap
All right.
this one
So
up.
Mission 250 Filmcast. I think I'm gonna quit Twitter and Facebook because fuck those platforms. We'll find
You
a
should.
new
Yeah,
that's
platform.
fine.
You should. They're a waste of time anyway.
Just email us.
Yeah.
We still have our email. We have our website, which I don't maintain, but you can join our mailing list there, and eventually I might do email somebody. But you can also email us directly. What is that email? It's
mission250filmcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, mission250filmcast@gmail.com.
We'll eventually get on some social media platform, maybe. But social media is poison, so maybe not.
Yeah, right. I agree.
That's fine.
Yeah. So we'll see
All
you
right,
in the
boys.
darkness of the interwebs that's not front facing. That sounds good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Talk to you guys next
folks.
week.
Oh, yeah.